All right, we're back, and I think Kelechi Anuna will join us in the jiffy. Like I said earlier, it's a Nigerian-based, it's an American-based basketball player who was a member of the 2017 silver medal winning Afro basket team, and we are going to take him on on a very jolly ride. That's not going to be easy because we'll be asking him some very blank, point blank questions, and then we expect that he will provide answers to that, because this is a no bar interview, just like we've done to our previous guests, Stanley Koye and Promise Anuma Kara. They featured on Monday and Tuesday respectively, and then today, which is a Super Wednesday, we're having Kelechi Anuna join us from his base in the US. He has indicated that he's ready to join us anytime soon, but kickstart. Connect. Let's see. Still waiting to connect. So if you have any question, you can send in your questions as we are watching the live session, so that when we are done with probably the first few questions that we have for him, then we can also ask him some of the questions that he will send to us, so that it will be, a two-way thing, from us here and also from you, in the comfort of your homes and offices, and where you are trying to see out the lockdown across the world, and see it out, and then as we all hope for a better life and a better future, devoid of this dreaded coronavirus. I think it's finding difficult to join the Insta Live. It's connecting now. Let's see. Okay. Dele Bobo.
Chairman Alpha. Nothing much, man. I'm in the gym right now. I'm in the gym, about to work out. So, yeah.
So we'll be having you for probably the next 30 minutes or 1 hour. So you just have to tell your workout partners to just chill out a bit, and while you attend to your fans across the world.
No, this is it's Organa quarantine times, and solo by myself. So, no, so I did with you, Baba.
All right. Let's start with you on this. Promise us that all the answers you give us will be true, and then will be as direct as possible. No rigmarole, no statement.
You know me now. Direct, straightforward.
Okay, now let's start with who is Kelechi Anona.
Who is Kelechi Anuna? Kelechi Anuna is Nigerian. I was born in the States, born in US. Did small schooling in Niger, like JS 1, 2. You know, started playing basketball. I would say, I like basketball growing up, but I started playing officially like when I came back, like eighth grade. Eighth grade. I don't know. That's like SS1, I think, maybe. If you SS1, that's when I started playing officially. I played football growing up. Like football is my first sport, So that's how me and my popsy connected. Me and my dad connected. So that's what I grew up loving.
So why did you stop playing football in favor of basketball?
Well, originally, like I said, I remember going to the '96 Olympics, in Atlanta. Like my family went. My dad took all of us. Nigeria won, so that was real big for me. Okocha, Amokachi, your Kenny them, all of them. But growing up in America, you know, Black Americans. I grew up in a predominantly Black neighborhood, you know, and so most of my friends grew up were, you know, Black Americans, and then besides my cousins who were Nigerian, but they didn't like. They thought that football, soccer was a female sport or a white boy sport or Igbo sport, that blacks didn't play soccer. So all my friends were playing basketball, American football, baseball. So I was just like, you know, I already liked basketball somewhat, you know, and you know, I wasn't that good. I just liked it. So I was like, man, let me join and play basketball.
If you look at the fortune that people have made in basketball and also compared to football, and also your career in basketball,
Yeah.
where you started at while you were young playing football, would you say that you made a wrong or right career choice yeah.
That is a question that's the $1 million question. You know, like I said, I wouldn't regret. I don't regret anything I did in life, but as much as I love football, I look at my body size, like 6'2", 6'3". I would have been a perfect position, right back, center back in the game right now. You know, so I wouldn't say that's. I would say like if you're talking about fortune, I would have stick to football. I definitely would have stick playing football. Definitely.
So, will you blame your parents? Who probably say, okay, they saw the potential in you to be a good footballer, or you blame your friends who were the pressure, which right now I'll probably describe as kind of negative.
Yeah, I would blame. I would if I had to place a blame, I would blame my friends because honestly, my parents were very into like my mom. She didn't really. My dad didn't even let me play sports until like a certain age. He was, you know, all these academics, book, you know. So I wouldn't blame my parents. It had to be my friends.
Let's look at your dad, a proper Niger man, and he'll be like telling you, Kelechi Anuna, go and carry your book and read. How supportive was um, how supportive was he about going into sports? Because I think you spoke about it briefly that he was
Yeah,
this I am academic, and then all
yeah.
he wants is you, and then probably become a doctor, an engineer, and all that. But at what stage did he? Oh, I've given up on this chap. Let him go and do what he wants to do.
See, it's very confusing because like my dad, like I said, he likes sports. You know, he always told me sports, and my mom actually ran track. She was a champion in Imo State. You know, she was a track champion in Imo State. So my mom was, and then she also ran in college here. So she was actually an athlete. And my dad, like I said, my dad liked sports, but he was a bookworm. So I think it was just that he didn't want me to play sports. He didn't want to make sure that my book was settled, like, you know, that I could balance the two. You understand? Like, he didn't want me like there's my mates at the time. You see them, they just know sports, but it's common times tables at the time. They didn't know. You know, he didn't want me to follow that suit. He just wanted to make sure I was mature enough to like, okay, this one can balance this one. And I remember when I had just came back and I was in the 7th grade, and that was actually going to be the first year I was going to play basketball. I tried out for the team. I made the team. I was only like it was only two of the junior students that made the team, and I got my first B in my life. And like to all my friends, they were getting C's and D's. They was like, what is wrong with 1B? All A's and 1B. He didn't let me play that season, my first season. So I had to play the next year. So it was just kind of like he wanted to make sure I could balance sports and book before anything.
Can you adjust a bit so that the light won't bounce back? The light.
Is it better?
Yeah. You can use a big to block it. Yeah, use a bigger
See
to
this
block
one.
it. Can you just because the light is bouncing off, and then
How
for
about
people
now?
who are watching, yeah, better. I
Okay.
think it's better. Um, you finished GSS 3 or GS 2 in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Um, tell us the privilege or the privileges that you enjoyed as an American who came back to Nigeria to study. You know, amongst your peers, they see you as the guy with the silver spoon, and all that. What were those extra privileges that you enjoyed while in Nigeria?
I mean, it wasn't like it was just more so like it was just like a year or so, but it was more like I had to. I always tell my parents like it was the blessing. It was a blessing because like now when I enter Nigeria, it's like they don't take me as oh this one's from Yankee. You know, they don't like oh, this Kelebo, but like this one, like everybody else like Ajibota. Like that time when I came, I was just like I wasn't green to it because of my upbringing in the States, but it still shocked me small. You know, I was doing Gaiman, sagging pants that time, all this big, this Koboko. Finished me right there. You know, it got my reset your brain. You understand? So it just kind of like it helped me. It helped me build my character. You know, like it's just I see a lot of people here, a lot of Nigerians here that were born and raised here that didn't get a chance to to go back or their parents didn't bring them up right, and they're like lost. You get they're like lost, and then it's like now when it's okay to be a Nigerian or it's cool to be Nigerian or cool to claim Nigeria, Africa, they're trying to catch up, but you can tell, you understand? So it just helped me become a better man, I believe, and like just know my people, know myself. So that's one thing.
Are you from Anambra or Imo State?
Imu, correct, through and through. Mom C, Pop C from where?
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at it, before you left, what necessitated the withdrawal from the school in Nigeria back to the US? Was it because you were losing your focus, or your parents wanted you to stay with them and then groom you in the way that it didn't fit?
No, just to learn the culture, just learn the culture. I wasn't a bad kid, nothing like that, just to learn the culture and adapt and come back.
How that you're not a bad kid? You were sagging, you were doing that man and
That one
all.
wasn't second. That was style. Now, which one is bad? That was style. That was style. That one isn't bad. You understand? So that was sad. That is style. That was the style. Now, Jay-Z, Allen Iverson was real big. Allen Iverson was real big at the time. Big jerseys. Sagging. But it's like I said. That was the what? That was OBJ period. That time that was OBJ. Yeah, 2000. I mean, 2001, 2001. Yeah.
How will I know? Was that part of your growing up? So tell us your growing up, like your family, your siblings, your parents. Who was in charge of the house? Back in Nigeria, most times you see that kids are scared of their dad when they get the on pam 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 coming back from the office. Everybody will run inside.
uh,
So
yeah.
tell us your family.
Yeah, my family, my mom, my dad, I have a senior brother, I have a senior sister, and I have a junior sister. My mom is into the health field, she's in the health field. My dad, but she studied mass comm in English, Yankee. They got married, they were married in Nigeria. They got married like 1978. 1978. They came here like 1980. My dad came first. My senior sister was born in Nigeria. She was born nowhere. And then she now came over to meet my dad, my senior sister, and my mom. And my senior brother was born in the States, and then I was born in the States. Then my junior sister was born as well. Um, my dad studied accounting. My mom didn't like mass comm, like I said. But my dad didn't follow his way. He's a chef. My dad was an international chef, so that was kind of different too, growing up in a Nigerian household where women are, like the ones who cook, like or he was the one like always told me like, Kelechi, you have to know how to cook. That a woman will never starve you. So I always remember that. Like, you understand? Like, so that was odd growing up, but it helped. It helped me like learn how to cook and all those things. Both of my it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a rough childhood. It was like the typical Nigerian in America, oh, everything is polished because my senior brother suffers with autism. You know autism, right? Yeah, my senior brother suffers with autism, so I had to grow up fast. And I think that is one of the reasons why they were like, okay, this one has to learn our culture, you know, quickly, grow up, So I grew up fast, just helping my older sister. She grew up fast. She was like a second mom, other than a big sister. My parents are at work. She took care of us. Things like that. And then even me at a young age, I had to be there for my older brother because he couldn't do it for himself because he had autism. So, it was just, we had to grow up fast. I didn't grow up in that typical, that Nigeria household that everyone thinks is golden, or the people in Nigeria think is golden, So,
what advice will you tell or will you give to a family, a Nigerian family, or a young man who wants to move or who wants to locate from Nigeria to America? Because the way they see it right now, once they start learning how to bounce the ball, they want to go to the US. Or by all means, you think money flows on the ground. Once you enter the US, you start making money. What advice will you give to such people?
man, America no easy, oh. America no easy. I'm telling you, like I said, I've seen my people struggle. I've had, uncles and aunts that my parents sponsored to come. You understand? Like I had an uncle who sold everything in Nigeria. Like he was doing okay in the East. Like he was doing okay in the East, and he like sold everything because he wanted to come to America. And when he came to America, within 2 years, he wanted to go back. You get. So it's like it's hard. Like they don't understand. Like there's laws, and like I'm not saying our country Nigeria is a lawless land. I know some people will say otherwise, but in America there's laws. They don't think you can just come here and you just enter the workforce. You have to have papers. You get. You have to have papers. You have to find a job. Like sometimes if you might have all the degrees in Nigeria, but they have to translate to the States. So there's so many different obstacles you have to jump through. And then also you have to feel like you have to understand that the family member that you're with or the friend that they have their own life. So sometimes they come and, you don't mean to be a burden on them, but sometimes you're a burden, because they have their own kids, their own families. So it's hard. It's hard. But I mean, one thing I love about Nigerians here, they make it I tell all my friends, like I've been all over the world. There's nowhere where I've never seen a Nigerian in my life. Nowhere. They're not hustling, they're not making it. To me, I like not being biased. I think we're the strongest people in the world. Honestly.
I just
And
that for life.
yeah, correct. Like when it comes to survival, I think we're the strongest people in the world. That's just me.
Can you still remember your first basketball shoe?
My first basketball shoe. Oh yeah, okay. My first basketball shoe I can remember was in I would say that I can remember vividly was second grade. I had my mom bought me some Fila Grand Hills. It had like the strap cover, big Fila on the side, and had like a little strap. Like you can tie the shoe, but it had like a plastic cover on the top, the Velcro cover on the top. That was like second grade. So I remember that.
Okay. Um, Now let's look at the national team career.
Mm,
It's You were part of the 2017 team that went to Tunisia for the
yeah.
AfroBasket. Then you won silver. Tell us about the feeling from your first match to the semifinals. I think you lost a game in between, and then you bounced back to to, to get to the finals where you eventually lost to Tunisia. Tell us the feeling of playing at that level for the country.
It was good. Actually, that was my second time. My first time was in 2013 with Coach Waka. Coach Waka, he brought me along. We went to, it was like me, Stan Okoye, Richard Aruche, Olumide. We went to China for the FIBA Stankovic Cup to prepare for the AfroBasket 2013. Dude, I signed in Slovakia. So that was actually my first time playing was 2013, and then I didn't play 15, 16, then I came back in 17 for the AfroBasket.
You do play 2013 AfroBasket?
13 AfroBasket.
Yes.
No, 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 I didn't. I didn't play 2013
That's
AfroBasket.
what I'm saying. I said 2015. Tell us your experience because I knew that you were part of the build-up team.
Yeah.
That were,
Okay. Yeah, the
that were,
2017.
yeah. yeah, 2017 for you. How was it the feeling of playing at that level?
That
The African basketball.
man, it was nice. Like I loved it. I loved the whole atmosphere about it. And just being a part of it. I knew a lot of the guys. It was a new team, but and actually just being a part of it, I was kind of one of the older. I think I was like one of the top five oldest. I was among the top five. That was one of the oldest that had at least put on a Nigeria jersey. I think it was me, Deji, Ike, Brosakin. Um, I have to call out. I have to use bros. I have to give them respect now. So, so I think I was like among the top five. And the rest were like new guys who just entered from college or played like 1 or 2 years pro. So it was a. The thing is, we bonded pretty well, but everything was like thrown together. It was wild. It was wild, but like I think we did pretty good. We got the silver medal. Uh, even though we went through like a lot of obstacles, we did well. I think they handled a lot of things well. So I mean, I'm proud of it. I feel like we could have won. We could have won the gold, but one or two things here and there.
In at the finals against Tunisia, um, they hosted the competition, and then a lot of people were tipping them to win the championship. But you guys put up a very brave performance, and then you stood your ground despite the intimidation and all that. At what point did things start going wrong? Probably from the bench or on the court.
Yeah, I remember that vividly. I remember, uh, like I remember we were up. We're actually up. If you remember that, we were actually up. We were actually up, and I just remember we were in the game. I remember I forgot who was on the floor at that time. I think it was like me, Ike, Deji, or like me, Ike, Daniel Chefu, and Nwamu, Ike Nwamu. And like we were on the court at the time, and we switched. We were playing man most of the game. We're playing man. Tunisians. You have to understand. Tunisians play. They don't play like the original like African basketball. They play more like Europeans. Do you get? They play more like Europeans. They have shooters. They move the ball. They swing the ball. So we were playing them man, and we're up. And I don't know if Coach Nwara wanted to give people a breather or what, and we switched to zone. And when I say knock, 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 three, three, three everywhere. Like it was by that time. The crowd is going 30, 35,000. Like it's Tunisians hitting their drums. Next thing you know, we're like down or we're up one. And I think we're up like I forgot like 9 or 10 or something like that. And they just came back and then they had the momentum. You have the momentum, you're making shots, you're 30,000 in your home court. It's it's a little, then, people got frustrated. I know players got frustrated and not with each other, just with the staff, what was going on. And, we kind of just fell apart a little bit. We tried to make a run at the end, but by that time, it's too late.
After that tournament in 2017, you've not featured for the team again.
Yeah.
Will it be too early to probably say, or will it be too pessimistic to say probably your national team career is relatively over?
No, it's just you just have to be a realist. That's one thing that I can say that I am is a realist. I'm a realist about. One thing too is I'm a big person that's like I'm big about like not, see Femi. I'm laughing at Femi's comment, but I'm a big realist about like moving on. The younger ones have to come up too.
Hello.
We have so many players, so it's like, man, I could say it's over. Like it's time to move on. Like I can still play club, but as far as the national team, we have some excellent guards. And I remember telling Iregbu Ike, the new starting point guard, right? We were in Afro Baskets 217, and they were already in camp. I think they was already in camp in Buffalo, New York. Then they came to Lagos. And then, I got a call from Adamu Musa. I was like, Kelechi Alpha. I said, are you still shit? But like, yeah, of course, I just played. So he was like, oh, well, we're going to invite you to camp. I said, okay, no P. So I came to camp. I was okay. Granted, I was in shape, but I was hurt. I was hurt a little, my hamstring. So I went. I saw the quickness of Ike Iregbu. I heard about him in college, but I never seen him play. I know he went to Oak Hill. I saw his quickness. I said, Jesus, this year I'm I'm a backup. I'm not the starting point guard this year. So that was much respected. But he's a real humble kid, though. That's the thing about Ike. He's real humble, really, really humble. That was his first time playing on a national team. He didn't really know Nigeria like that. Like, he never had – I don't think he had been to Nigeria before, or maybe he went when he was really small. So instead of him, like, with his chest out, like, oh, I'm the starting point guard, he was like, Kelechi, we were just telling him one or two things. He was asking me one or two things, and the kid can play. Like, I can play. So, yeah.
We are still on the 2017 set.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of you guys have not featured since that time. The likes of that Chefu, Antonio Dunsi, Olajuwon Ibrahim, amongst others. What is with this 2017 set? Will you say that you paid for not winning the tournament, or you guys were already assembled and then you were not the best of hands and legs that Nigeria can put forward, or something was just awfully wrong with this set?
No, I wouldn't even say that. I want to use the word scapegoat, but I don't want to use that word scapegoat. But I don't want to use that word. But you know me now. I'll talk my truth, man. I don't stand for anybody. But you could use that. You could use that. It was some guys who never saw African basketball before. Like, they never saw African basketball. Like, I remember Mbamalu. I don't know if you know, Mbamalu played well. Mbamalu played really well. Yeah. Brian Mbamalu. So I remember he was in Spain, and the first time that I brought him to Nigerian basketball was for the CBL. Because I came to play CBL, that's 217. And he had just finished Spain. I was like, hey, look, man, I think Colonel Sam was looking for a point guard for the Warriors or something. I was like, I have one guy. He needs to come to Nigeria, and that's a way for the NBBF to see him. Like, I was like, he can play, So he was like, I said, man, look, come to the CBL, play. So he came to CBL, play. They saw that he could play. He came to the national team. But it was still different, So a lot of these guys never saw that African basketball. So everything was new. So for us to even win silver, like, was just on pure talent, pure talent, that we were just better than, better. And a lot of people didn't get to play. Even Coach Nwara was new to the team, new to the players. Like, that was his first year. Everything was new and fresh. So, like, after that, it was kind of like people went their own ways. I think who's remaining? I don't know who's remaining from that team that's still playing. Ike, Iregbu, Deji, Diago, and that's it. Even Ike Nwamu, he didn't come to the World Cup, which was a surprise to me. That's my guy. I thought Ike Nwamu would play, especially he paid his dues. He played well in 2017. So
let me put you on the spot now. Who were those guys that missed the World Cup that you thought, oh man, the coaches they didn't do their own work right? This guy should have been at the World Cup. Oh, for sentimental reasons, he was part of all the qualifiers. He should have made the final 12 or whatever. Who were those guys that you thought should have been at the World Cup?
I mean, really, honestly, like, the ones who are like, I don't really know the ones. I didn't really know the other ones. I watched, like I said, I always stay in tune to what's going on, but I didn't really watch the qualifiers. I think I was actually in Nigeria for one of the qualifiers, the one in Lagos. But other than that, I just say Nwamu, Stan Okoye, like, He made it. Like, he didn't play in Afro 17, but he's supposed to be there. You know, Stan was supposed to be there. So it's Benuzo. Like, he's a leader. Like, he's been in the mix. Like, this thing, even though he's off and on with his club, Benuzo can get in the mix like anytime he wants, because that's just how he is. He's a competitor that way, you know. But like, I felt like Wamo should have been there, but the kid, Gabe Vincent, I don't know if he's
Yeah,
Gabe
yeah,
Vincent.
Vincent.
Gabe Vincent,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
He's
he played well. He played well.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So I
just
mean,
just singled out Wamo who missed out of the World Cup party.
yeah, I would say that, that's like a thing on the top of my head right now. That was like a shocker. That's the one that shocked me. Like, I didn't make the cut. Like, that's
What about
yeah.
your uncle Deji?
Or, Deji, like the bigs. See, this was my thing with the bigs. Deji, this is the thing. Deji is Deji. Deji not bros. Or Yoruba, what do they call it for Yoruba? Egbon.
Ekpo.
Yeah, like Deji not bros. Deji can hold his own wherever, But I just feel like for the World Cup, they went towards, NBA guys, younger guys, NBA guys, more athletic. And like I said, those NBA guys, they did their thing. I think there was a point where what's the kid's name that played for the Spurs? What's his name?
What's his name now?
Mezier, Metu Mezier, or
Yeah.
Chimezier Metu or something. There was a time, like, the kid is athletic, but there were some points in the game where say, like, this guy never played international basketball before. You get, like, there was some moments like, guy, why you can't shoot this ball now? Hold the ball, like, because he thought he was still playing the NBA game. You get, in a place like that, Deji supposed they're in that position. You understand? Deji don't FIBA game. So I mean, that's the only thing. But other than
All right.
that, like, it was good.
Okay. Memorable game. Your most memorable game in the colors of Nigeria.
In the colors of Nigeria, I would have to say back in 2013 in the FIBA Stankovic Cup in China, we actually won. We actually won. A lot of teams came with their full teams. I don't think Nigeria came with our full team. Like, I think who won first? Argentina won first. China won second in China, and we took home bronze that year. And I have to say my most memorable game was the second game. For some reason, we did camp. We did camp in LA. And we flew to China. And then Coach Waka had to go to Niger for something. Like, I forgot what it was. Like, he had to go to Niger to go get the players, or our people. We had to go back to Nigeria, and he had to bring back like two home-based players with him, which was Abdul and no, it was three: Ndabu, Abdul, and Stanley Gamutz. So he came back with them. So they came, but he was still in Nigeria. So Coach Sani was now stepped in as the head coach. So while we're in LA, we kind of already had who was starting. It was supposed to be like me, Richard Aruche, Stan Okoye, Andy Ogidi, and Brosolu. So it was like we already had that in our mind. So I remember when we the first couple games, I think we played Australia first. Kosani switched the lineup. So we were like, what's it happen? Like, I was like, what's it happen? Like, I think against Australia, he didn't play me. Kosani didn't play me. Like, I was like, what's it happen? Like, what's going on? So he didn't play me. So I just did para. So I'm not gonna lie. I still was respect. Cause I know him. I was like, And I remember Coach Ogo was like, relax, Kelechi, relax. Then the next game we played China. And I think he's like, Kelechi, okay, you're starting this game because we lost, we got beat by China. I mean, by Australia or whatever, by 20 or something. So he now played me against China. Started. I think I scored the first 11 out of the 13 points. Like, I did vex. Like the first 11 out of 13 points. And after that, I think that was like my most prized game. Then that game was very televised. Like I looked, my agent after that game, I had like 5 offers, 5 European offers. After that game.
You said during that preparation, 2013, you signed for a club in Slovenia. If you were to turn back the hands of time, would you have preferred to to consolidate on what you started with at the camp, or you would have still gone for the pro contract
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure. I would have did. I would have stayed. I would have stayed.
with the national team?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So you regret your actions. You went for
I
money as
mean,
an Igbo boy.
as an Igbo boy, I went for the bar. I went for the bar. So I mean, but still, like I kind of this was my thing. I was using sense though. I won't lie to you. I was using sense because even though I went to the Stankovic Cup, I still would have had to go to camp. I still would have had to go to camp and still fight for a position. You understand?
So no show for you.
Yeah, no sure now. Nothing sure in this life. Nothing sure in this life. So it's just how that's how it played out. But I don't
Uh,
regret it.
um, the next one right now. The unique qualities of an African player, probably born in Nigeria or born outside the country, but something about being an African,
Mm.
being I don't like some could be fair, some could be of mixed and colors and all that. But being an African player, when you have that gene in you, what are the qualities that you think you should be expecting from this set of people?
From a physical standpoint,
Yeah, physical, technical, perseverance,
I'll
mental.
say I would say like two. One, would you just named one? Perseverance. Perseverance. I know Nigerians like we like to persevere. Like we can start from the bottom. A lot of us didn't grow up playing basketball, you know, and so perseverance, especially seeing the ones who were brought up in Nigeria and they come here to the States, whether for high school or college, and like they just adjust. And then some of them have became some of the best players in the world. And so I would say it's perseverance, and I would say strength. Especially most Americans or most foreigners or Europeans or wherever you play, once they see an African or African player, they think of strength. Like, oh, this one's strong. Or like this, like Africans are known to be strong. So that's why I would say strength and then perseverance.
What about the negative side, the negativity associated with African players?
The negative
The
side,
downside.
the downside, I would have to say from the outward looking in, like being brought up here and hearing what like Americans say about Africans players or what Europeans say about African players, is our IQ. Our IQ. I remember when I did sign in Slovakia, I would never forget this. He was like a technical director a year prior, but he was still around the team. He just let go of the position. He had some family problems or whatever, but he was still around the team. So when I came in, he asked me that I got fresh off the plane. He said, "We'll take you to your flat, show you around. Do you want to practice this evening?" So I said, "Yeah, I'll practice. It's okay." So I started practicing, and he was throwing in the plays, and I was just catching the plays, because in the U.S. and we run plays, we run a lot of sets, so it's easy for us. The first he said, "Wow, most Africans cannot get all these sets in one day," because he just knew me as a Nigerian passport holder, Nigerian national team player. So he was like, "Oh, he didn't think of this one schooled in the U.S. or whatever." He was just like, "Oh," and that thing kind of it pained me, but I was like, "Wow, this is what the Europeans think about African players." But that goes the same way in football too. I'm an avid football fan. They say a lot of African footballers are really, we get strength, we got this, but when it comes to tactics, like we lack it. You understand? So I think that was a negative part that they say that IQ.
What about this age, whatever? People having different passports, different.
Oh,
How does that affect the sincere ones who really wanted to do the things right, and then but
yeah. I
what's
mean,
the
that's gonna be there. That's gonna be there. I mean, I even get asked about that, not knowing that I was born in the States, so I can't change my age. You know, that one I can't change my age, but like, it's just, it's a lot of jokes, and it affects like it affects people that I want to help. As you know, I have a foundation in Nigeria. You know, so it affects like the younger ones. It affects them very badly because how many players have I taken to the embassy, use my own money, go to the embassy, you know, to come to the U.S. and it's like, oh, this one doesn't look his age. Oh, they're from Nigeria. He's not his real age. Boop, decline. Go back home. You know, so it affected a lot of us. You know, a lot, like not even only, you know, it's gonna hurt for a while. It's gonna hurt for a while. You know, that's the stigmatism about Africans or Nigerians that like, okay, they always say one thing, if you see an African, add two to his age when he comes. I was like, wow. You know, so this is something we have to shy away from, you know. But what can we do?
You've played in Europe. You've played back here in Nigeria. Um, Differences between European basketball and also what you experienced while you were playing in Nigeria. Played in the local league. Yeah.
Um, wow, well, that's a big difference. When it comes to, I'll say the difference will be like I said, it will have to become a like the speed of the game, the you know the sets. You get what I'm saying? Like it's in Europe. It's more. You have to change the speed. It's you slow down. You know when to go. You know when to stop. You run your secondary offense. You run your sets. You slow it up. But in African basketball, it's like fium, 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 fium. It's like it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Like even like me, I remember like when I came, but when Ugo called me for the league, and I came and I played for UN Bank, and you know I was a point guard. Even when I like at times I would try to slow it down, my teammates were vexed, like, Kelechi, push the ball, push the ball. I'm like, relax, you have to slow down. Like, but I have to notice, like, that's how African basketball is. Like, you have to, they want to push, they want to run, run, run. But sometimes you have to slow it down, in my opinion. So that's the difference between African basketball or, you know, South American basketball or European basketball.
Okay. Can you still name the clubs you played for in your career? Can you name them?
Yeah. Oof. My first club I played in started in Nubil in Tunisia. That was my first club. My second club was BK Livis in Slovakia. Uh, After that, I played in after I left Slovakia. That season finished. I played in the summer with Leones in Dominican Republic. So that was like a summer league. And then I signed in after that. I signed in Egypt. I played for Etisalat in Egypt Super League. So after Etisalat that season, I went to go play in Venezuela for Gigantes de Guyana. Played them in Venezuela. So after Venezuela, I went to go play in with you know Chukudi. Chukudi. We went to go play in Mongolia in Asia. Yeah, so we went to go play in I went to go play in Mongolia, and I think I didn't finish the season in Mongolia because I got a contract to go play in the. So I left Mongolia to go play in the ABL. Go play in the ABL. So I moved back home. I moved back home to Nigeria. Played in the ABL. So I was in Nigeria for like 7 months, and then the next year I played in CBL. Then after CBL, I played in Mexico. So my last club was in Mexico.
Okay. So you're out of contract right now.
Yeah, I'm out of contract right now. I actually turned down a few. I turned down a few in the beginning of the season because of financials. The money wasn't right, and then I started. I kept in shape. I started coaching. Actually, I got offered the opportunity to coach at a private Christian school here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I started coaching, and you know, like I said, I kept in shape with my trainer, Marcus Kinzer. He has a workout program here at Skill Wing, and I got called to come to the NBA Africa Combine in New York in December. So you know, I was just like I was waiting for that. So, but I was talking to teams. I was talking to most in depth with AS police in Mali. So before all that could surface coronavirus. So that's what we're waiting on.
Coronavirus. All right.
Koro.
Yes, what's it called? Your impression of the ABL that later metamorphosed into CBL. Was this something good? Was this something that had been kept for 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 a very long time to come? Or it was just a stopgap measure or a distraction? And in your own opinion, why are, are we not having the ABL again?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm biased. Like Ugo is like a big brother to me. Like, he's like a big brother to me. Like, very close. So, and like I said, I was among one of the first that he called to be in the league. The ABL. And I was like, yeah, of course, move back home, play ball. Money was good. I think the local players were getting the highest salary, that they like compared to the regular local. I think it was DSTV league. You know, I think on an average they were getting paid more in the ABL, than before. So like I said, the living for me, the living was easier. I was nice flat on the island. I was good. The competition he brought some talented. Each team had talented players. A lot of Americans. Like it was, a lot of Americans were seeing Nigeria as a whole different, like totally different, than what they were taught. So that was pretty good. And I believe like it was ran well. They had some ups and downs, but I think that at the time between that it was that TJ era and this and that and all that rubbish that was trying to break. I think that league should still be going on in Nigeria now, in my opinion. You know, in my opinion, the way we were playing, like if you're on the like we're playing at Landmark, nice floor. There were some floors that I was playing on that some European teams didn't have. You see our games, all our games, celebrities. Like it was like all the Nigerian celebrities, African celebrities, front row. You see Davido, you see Fino, you see Flavor, you see Okocha, you see Tubaba, you see everybody was at the games. Everybody at the game. All the Sound City was there, MTV Base, uh, Hip TV, everybody. Like it was, like I think that was the first time Nigerian players, local. I take myself out of that local. So I was born in the States. That locals were feeling like a pro, like a professional. Do you get? Like that's the first. I've seen DSTV games. Guys were balling. They had ballers, but they were on their salary. A lot of them were taking public transport. Like, how can you? They weren't able to say, "Oh, I'm a professional." How can they tell a junior that's looking at them on the side, like, "Okay, I'm a professional athlete." They're like, "Oh yeah, now you be professional. I see you." Now, like now, now at that league, Nigerians or like locals were saying like, "Okay, I'm a pro. I'm a pro." We were flying. To this match. I think we went to Cameroon, played matches. We went to Senegal. We went to Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. So I mean, like I said, it was some ups and downs. There was some, maybe one or two things, three, here or there. But for the most part, that was something that it was the first year. That was for the most part, it could have built up to something. And I think that's what the BAL saw and took it and got some more funding and switched a little things here and there.
Will you say that they beat more than they beat you the first year with that level of every and coming with a bang? Uh, some said they should have started gradually and then build up the momentum.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't really say on that. I can't really say on that. I mean, I don't know all the sponsors that they had and all that, and I don't know into that. But I feel like, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. Just probably more iron a couple things out. But for the most part, it was to me. I felt like it was good. Like for this first year, I've seen worse in countries that have been playing and like you have to understand, like I've played in countries that paid me good, but like their logistics and stuff wasn't up to par either. So, you can't look at this is the first year of the league. So I mean, you have to cut it some slack.
Um, with this global lockdown, nobody can travel anywhere. How do you keep in shape? And how do you relate with those kids that you've been training in the prep school, in the US? How do you communicate and drop programs for them? And for you personally, who has not officially retired, but waiting for the prep
Yeah.
opportunity to play basketball again?
Right.
And as an Igbo boy, how do you stay in shape?
Me, well, luckily, like I said, I have access to, like I said, a private, it's a nice gym, here at the school that I coach. So I'm able to come in here, there's no one in here, so I can have treadmill, weights, all that. So I can do what I have to do. We can't use the court yet. A lot of courts are closed down, so you just have to do what you have to do. Run on the track, push ups, sit ups, weights, just to try to keep fit. But once it opens back up, we'll be able to shoot. Some of the kids, I send them. I sent a couple of my kids like videos or little workout plans that they can follow. All you need is a basketball and open space. That's why I do like basketball. It's like one of the sports where all you need is a basketball and a goal. If you don't have a goal, you can work on other things, ball handling, passing off the wall, things like that.
Um, which one now? You played for the FCT in 2018 at the National Sport Festival, which you guys won.
Yeah.
Then after the tournament, I spoke with you. I think over a bottle of beer, and then you
Yeah.
told me that you wanted to win.
Yeah.
Why was it very important to you? Because for many, it doesn't rank. Or yeah, when you talk about the festival, it doesn't rank in the probably top 50 tournaments in the world that as a pro you want to look up to or look forward to.
Right.
But for you, why that desperation to have a festival medal or gold or something?
I would say like for me, we discussed before, like I was brought up a little different, like as you see, like when I'm in Nigeria, as you see, like a lot of people don't see me as when I come home, they don't see me as. I mean, they know I come from abroad, but they don't see me as like, oh, that's Kelebo, boy, Kelebo don't enter. You understand? Like, so it's like I sit down, we drink, we do what we have to do, we train together. Like I don't do shakara. Yeah, I don't do shakara. Like if you want to go train outdoors, I can go train outdoors. I'm not bougie, as they say here. I'm not bougie. So like just being able to, say like, man, like I'm one of the first, American born professionals that came back to play in a sports festival. It's not about the money or whatever. It's just to say that I did that. How many can say they did that? How many can say they humbled themselves? That's how you can put it. Like I didn't like some people say, oh, you humbled yourself to play in this. I'm like, it's not even that. It's just like these are my guys. Like, I treat them like brothers, whether like, home base or foreign base. I want to be that middle person. That's what I tried to do even in 2017. Try to be that middle person that along with Bros Deji and Akin, like Rosakin, like we try to be those middle guys that we've been to Nigeria, we've lived in Nigeria, and mix them together. Because sometimes on the national team, what you will see is, and then everyone knows it. You will see the foreign base here. You'll see the local guys here. Like there's like it's like a division, at times. So it's like you have to. I want to be that one that can mix and mingle. Like, oh yeah, now Abdul, come this side. Ike, Erebu, come this side. Hang with Azoma, or Azoma hang with Dabu, or things like that. Everybody mix, So that's why the festival was kind of like big for me. Just the medal is still in my village at my grandmother's house somewhere. Hanging up. It's just something like I can put on my shelf. Like, look, I played in Nigerian Sports Festival. You know, so it's just something for me, and just to say like a lot of people can't do that.
let's look at it. Is it we spoke about this earlier. We spoke about whether it would be too early to say you're out of the national team reckoning. But now another opportunity has opened up. Some technical decisions have been made, and then we have another addition to the technical crew in the person of Mike Brown. Do you see this as an opening, probably to force a way back, or to use the BAL to launch your national team career?
I don't see it like that. Like, but if the opportunity presents itself, then yeah, because I know the BAL does have, a lot of pull in it, so to say, a lot of pulling power. So I mean, it just depends on whenever it happens. Right now all the contracts are void, so it's kind of like everything. No one knows what's gonna happen right now. Just especially with BAL. BAL might start back up next 2 months, and then each club brings totally new players, because you have to understand that some players just graduated as well, and they're looking for pro jobs. So you never know. So, but if it opens up, it opens up. We enter. We try to perform our best. So this is how we have to carry it. We can't just, I'm not like you see. I'm not the type of like, oh, if this happens, this one will happen. This one, nah. If it presents itself, I just have to stay prepared. And I know that my trainers here is gonna keep me prepared. For any opportunity that presents itself.
Let's look at this. Your name, Kele Bobo. How did you come by?
Kelechi, well, I don't know. I can say most people Nigerians, but Bobo means like guy man. Bobo means like guy man. Yeah, like a guy man. And Kele comes from Kelechi, which means praise God. So my grandmother, like anytime she called or whatever, I was on the. I used to like women when I still like women, of course, but when I was young, I was like, I was very close to women. So she was like, he was like, this one's a guy man, this is not Bobo. So this is just like Kele boy, Kele Bobo. So since right when I was young, it's just always been Kele Bobo.
I shaved my head for you. Is that why you're not married?
No, that's not why I'm not married. I'm looking for the right one now. I'm looking for the right one. When I find the right one, I'll marry.
Because right now you are so confused. You've seen so many, and then what's relationship status?
My own guy, you wicked. You very wicked.
So just tell me before we come back again, and then we conclude our discussion. Your relationship status right now.
Right now, I'm single.
You're not dating anybody. You're not seeing anybody.
Dating. They say if you're single until you're married. So I'm not married, so I'm single.
Do you have girlfriends?
Girlfriends? Which kind of girlfriends?
Yeah, girlfriend. Do you have girlfriends?
I have friends that are girls.
Are you in a relationship? A romantic relationship?
A romantic? Nah. I'm just cooling, Baba. I'm just focusing.
So good as they come and go, right?
No. I'm real. I'm humble, and I'm locked in. I'm just waiting for the right woman to come, sweep me off my feet, then bam.
So I'll with the sexual pressure.
The sexual pressure. Oh gosh. Guy, wicked. What do you mean? Like sexual pressure as how?
The desire to probably you know what I'm talking about.
Man, I pray, man. I pray. I'm a devout Pentecostal, So I just pray. We just finished Lent and all that. My mom is Anglican, so sometimes we do Lent. So I did Lent this year. Gave it up.
We will come back, and then we will resume, and
all
then
right.
conclude the discussion.
All right.